everyone! So it is the end of 2015. Actually, yes, it is the end of 2015 because this video will be going up before the end of the year. So I sat here and looked through my makeup products and I sat down and I really thought about this and I was like, what products really stuck out to you this year? What products were you like, oh my gosh, I love them, I love everything about them? And it honestly took me a while, but I kept trying to narrow it down and trying to narrow it down. And I realized that I can't narrow it down. I have so many products that I absolutely loved this year, so I'm definitely not gonna waste any time blabbing. So I'm gonna start with talking about tools. And basically, these are things that I used a lot during 2015 and they're tried and true for me. And so, most of them I actually discovered this year because I went on a huge makeup buying binge this year and I got so many new products, and so I've got a ton of things to show you. But so the beauty blender, this is the black one. I had the pink one. I just recently got the black beauty blender. The beauty blender is a major it's a major key. It's a major key for me. It's amazing. It does, okay, here, let's just talk about the beauty blender for a second. I'm not going to talk too much about my products, but when it comes to the beauty blender, I don't use it for foundation very much because I'm one of those people that agrees that it does kind of appear to soak up too much product, and I don't like that product soaking up thing that it does, but I do absolutely love this for blending out concealer or highlighting products. It is absolutely fantastic for that. And so yeah, you can see it's gotten a little dirty. I love using this with concealer. And then I also have two brushes this year that really just made my eyeshadow game, okay? So for one, it's the MAC 217, and this is the first time I had ever used a MAC 217 in my life. I feel like I am so late to this ball game with the MAC 217, but it is one of the best for placing colors in the crease, for blending colors out in the crease. Like, you can have nothing on the brush. I own two of these. I also just recently bought one from Morphe that is pretty much the same thing, and I'm going to try it out and let you guys know if it's a good dupe for it. But the MAC 217 is a definite favorite for me for 2015. Another favorite for me for 2015 was this brush from Sigma. This is the small tapered blending E45 brush from Sigma, and this, I just totally messed up my words there, but okay, so this brush is perfect for me when it comes to putting on outer corner darkness. And actually, with this makeup look that I'm wearing today, my outer corner is not super dark. I actually went kind of neutral today for my eyes, and I have honestly, it's been driving me crazy because I do so glam so much of the time that when I don't do like super glam eyes, I feel lost. This is a perfect outer corner dark eyeshadow brush. This brush does an amazing job of blending and placing a dark color into the outer V, into the crease, and just diffusing it out. I always like to apply tape here, and this brush you can really just get kind of messy with it, especially if you have that tape or something there, you know, to protect the rest of your skin or your eye. Also, if you do this before your foundation, you can easily clean it up with a makeup wipe, but this is a really good one to be messy with, and it places that color so flawlessly, and then you can just clean up the edges, and it's fantastic. Okay, we're gonna talk about eyeshadow real fast, and okay, this is the year that I found Makeup Geek, and I could not be happier about it. I think my friend, okay, I have a friend named Aubrey. She works for Makeup Geek. She wasn't working for her yet, I don't think, when she was constantly posting about Makeup Geek, like on Facebook and like on her Instagram and stuff. And I saw it on there, and then I was like, I need to try these out. Like, so I think I asked her about it or said something to her. I don't even know. But then I went on a crazy binge to find good Makeup Geek eyeshadows. And I think that's also when I started following Jaclyn Hill and a bunch of other people, which is crazy because, like, the crazy makeup person that I am, I didn't subscribe to Jaclyn Hill until this year. What? Like, that is just whoa. And I also didn't subscribe to Luster Lux or Desi Perkins until this year. Cannot even believe that. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So I wanted to talk and show you my Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I actually plan on doing a Makeup Geek eyeshadow collection and swatches video for you, and then also telling you my favorite shadows by putting a little star on the screen for telling you that it's one of my favorites. But I plan on doing that really, really soon, hopefully within the next month. My cat's playing with a makeup brush. Callie! So these colors are phenomenal. The formula is, it's just amazing. My favorite shades to use, which I'm gonna go ahead and say, it's in the starter kit. That's the perfect thing for me, like, to get was the starter kit, and I would definitely recommend it to any of you who are looking to buy Makeup Geek. I'll link Makeup Geek down below. I'm telling you, you guys will not regret it. They're $6 a pop, and they're just phenomenal eyeshadows. But one of my favorites here would be like Shimma Shimma, which is just gorgeous. I have a scratch on my hand, sorry. I also really love this color here. What is this one called? This one's Moon Dust. Okay, this one here is Moon Dust. I also really love this one. This is one of my favorite like darker lid colors. Again, I'll be doing a swatching video really soon on that. And then another one that I also love is this one. This is Cocoa Bear. Beautiful dark matte orangey brown. And then also, oh, that's not it. That's not the one I want. Bitten. Bitten is a really gorgeous burgundy matte red color. So yeah, this one here was Bitten and this one was Cocoa Bear. Now it's all over my fingers. I also wanted to briefly touch on the other Makeup Geek eyeshadows that I have. Here I have the foils, I have duochromes, and then I have some of the mattes and some blues that I don't use on a daily basis. These are just ones that I ran out of room, obviously, in my other palette for, but the formula of these shadows is incredible. Again, I'm gonna say, go check them out. The foiled are a little bit more expensive. I think they run about $11 or $12. I could be wrong. I can't tell you how much the duochromes run for, but you guys check them out because Makeup Geek was my love this year. Tried and true, absolutely love it. Go check it out. Another eyeshadow brand, pretty much I'm just showing you the two brands that I used, and the other one was Anastasia, and I have this one in a Z palette, and then I also grabbed my favorite palette that she came out with this year. So some of the great shadows, probably the best shadow that I can say in this palette that I have is Pink Champagne. Pink Champagne is by far fantastic. It looks amazing all the time. It's so beautiful. I would definitely recommend Pink Champagne to anyone. Again, I can also do a swatches of my single Anastasia eyeshadows that I have for you. And then the Anastasia, obviously you know this, the World Couture, or the Shadow Couture World Traveler palette. Another great palette, and I just stuck my fingernail in one of the colors, great. This one had like beautiful colors for me. They're like kind of my go-to colors, and it's just, everything about it is fantastic. I don't know if this is still being sold. I think it is, so if you haven't got your hands on this, definitely look out for this because it's got some beautiful shades in it, you guys. It's amazing and one of my absolute favorites this year. Still on the topic of eyes, my favorite eyeliner that I came across this year was the Marc Jacobs Black, I think it's the blacker liner. It is a highliner gel crayon. So it is beautiful. It comes on so smoothly. It's amazing. It's $25. I just recently purchased this, and I think I had it for about a year. So absolutely great. I actually do think I've had one for about a year because I think I bought it last year when I saw everybody talking about the Christmas sets that came out. So definitely a good purchase for me, I would say. I wear makeup at least 4 times a week, so that's about how long that lasted me. And then my favorite mascara this year was the Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced. This mascara made me feel kind of like a princess, like I had false lashes on when I didn't have false lashes on, and that is something that I think is super important because false lashes are amazing, and I started using those this year actually, but they can get really annoying and kind of hurt my eyes a little bit, so I like having a mascara that kind of gives that false lash effect. This is probably one of my favorite mascaras I've ever come across in my whole life. This is my favorite mascara of all time, not just my favorite mascara of 2015. We're moving right along. So I'm going to talk about my favorite moisturizer of 2015, and I started using the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion Plus. I use the lotion. I have dry skin, you guys. My skin is so bad. It actually have been really bad about moisturizing my skin this winter, but last winter I started using this, and let me tell you, my skin never looked better. This stuff is great. I would highly recommend this to somebody with dry skin, and Clinique is usually pretty easy to achieve and to like attain, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I usually see it in malls and all over the place, so definitely try to get your hands on this if you haven't already. It's absolutely fantastic. For my foundation and primer this year that I've absolutely loved, I'm trying to like chunk them together so this doesn't get so long, but my favorite primer has been the Too Faced Hangover Primer. This primer is just, oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's moisturizing, it's hydrating, it doesn't leave my skin feeling dry, and also the best part I think about this primer is that it doesn't leave my skin feeling heavy. Now I can tell you, I have this other primer here. This is the Laura Mercier foundation primer, just their basic primer. This is heavy and makes me feel like I have a heavy layer of foundation on. However, I think that primer works really, really well, but this one is just amazing. And if you like a really lightweight primer that doesn't feel heavy and that's very moisturizing, definitely go for this. If you have oily skin, I don't know if this would work as good for you. I have dry skin, so that's how I can definitely recommend it for dry skin. I have no idea how it works on oily skin, but if you have dry skin like me, this is amazing. This is a foundation that is supposed to help with people who have oily skin, and I actually have dry skin and I have to get a new foundation for the winter because this is actually too dry for me now. I'm starting to see dry patches. So if you have really dry skin, I wouldn't recommend this, but the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation was a dream for me during the summer. Absolutely great. The shade that I have right now is 101. During the summer I had 102. It dries matte. Ooh, it dries matte, and I always make sure if you have dry skin during the summer, I still, you know, if I would have just applied it without a moisturizer and without all that good stuff, it wouldn't have worked. But with the combination of these two, the primer and the moisturizer, and then this foundation, was a dream for me. It was absolutely amazing. So definitely if you have oily skin, I would recommend trying this out. Even if you have dry skin and you don't think you'll flake, try this out as well. My favorite concealer this year has definitely been the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This concealer is so lightweight and it blends like no other concealer. I don't even know. It's so beautiful. I was a huge fan of the Naked Skin Foundation, which is another foundation that I love. And this works so well in conjunction with the Naked Skin Foundation. It works well in conjunction with anything. Mine's pretty much empty. I'm basically scraping out the very final remains, but this is in light neutral and I use it to kind of highlight and conceal, and it does an absolutely fantastic job at concealing my dark circles, and it doesn't leave my under eyes feeling dry. But if my under eyes are a little dry, and I'll move on to the next product, this is the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus, and I got this year. I haven't used a ton of it yet, but this is actually a trick that I recently learned from Jaclyn Hill, and I've been doing it lately and it works so well. So I spray my Fix Plus onto my damp beauty blender and I use that to blend out my concealer. And if you have dry under eyes, like I have dry under eyes no matter what concealer I use, and if you have dry under eyes, this is seriously going to make your concealer look so much better. And I'm telling you, by doing that, I don't even get creasiness under my eyes, and all concealers pretty much crease on me. So that little trick has actually helped me a lot when it comes to my under eyes creasing. I promise that we're getting to the end of this video. Thank you so much if you're stuck around this long. So now we're going to talk about contouring, and contouring was something that I really started to do this year, especially because I got on some anti-anxiety medication, and it made me gain a little bit of weight, and so I felt like I really gained it in my face, and I really wanted to like contour my cheeks. While you can just see my distracting swatches on my hand, I really wanted to contour my cheeks, and so the first contour powder that I got on recommendation from Lusterlux is this one here. This is from MAC. This is the MAC contour powder in the color Sculpt. This one I think is really great for my skin tone, so if you have a very similar skin tone to me, I would definitely recommend this. I have a very fair skin tone. Sometimes I try to cheat and use darker foundations, but you all know that that doesn't always work when you're super pale. But yeah, this is an absolutely fantastic contouring powder, and then this also keeps you from having to buy an entire palette. If you happen to be somebody who absolutely adores contour palettes and you love trying out different contours and you like to do makeup on other people and things like this, my favorite contour palette of the year was definitely the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I wasn't a huge fan of the Anastasia one. I love Anastasia eyeshadows. I love them. I love her banana powder, which I actually don't, yeah, this is the banana powder. I love this powder here, but this contour palette definitely took the cake for this year. It's amazing, and I loved this shade, and I'm trying not to use it because I don't want to have to repurchase it. The only thing that I would say that sucks about the Kat Von D stuff is that you can't buy them individually. If you run out of your favorite shade, you have to repurchase the palette, which kind of sucks. So I guess it's like one of those things where you guys can, like, you run out of your favorite color, pass it on to somebody with a darker skin tone. I don't know, but I've been really adoring this shade and this shade depending on the time of year. Right now I'm a little bit more towards this shade, but during the summer I was a little bit more to this like bronzier, I would say this was a little bit more warm of a shade, and this one's a little bit more cool. During the summer I was really rocking the warm, but during the winter I kind of want to tone it down and use a little bit more of a cool shade. Okay, and then for blush, the blush that takes the cake for me, which is absolutely crazy that I'm still loving this blush so much. Last year at IMATS I picked up a blush palette, and you can get these Is someone knocking? This actually really surprised me how much I loved these blushes. I love the Inglot shadows, and I picked this up at IMATS. You can pick this up at Macy's.com, or you can pick it up from their website. I would actually not recommend picking it up from their website because their shipping is kind of sketchy, or at least it has been. With every experience I've had with Inglot, their shipping has really sketched me out. Like, they don't send me tracking numbers, like things like that. So if you're going to IMATS, which I'll be at IMATS, but if you're going to IMATS, definitely stop by the Inglot booth, or if you've ever seen Inglot, check out their blushes. My favorite blush, like, all of them are amazing, and what's great is I use these almost every day, you guys. And I don't know if you can see this. I'm gonna get a close-up of this, but it looks like I barely touched them. They are so pigmented, like, just so pigmented. I'm gonna rub this on the side of my arm. They're really pigmented. I barely even got color there. But I chose to get some darker shades just because I really kind of like the darker blushes, even though I'm like super fair. Whatever. My favorite shades out of this palette that I loved were these two right here. I love this one too for a nice cool toned light pink blush, even though I don't normally go for this. I also really like this corally one. But my favorites, this is my first favorite, and this is number 33. And then this one is number 58. So definitely, if you can get your hands on these blushes, check them out. Again, they are on Macy's.com. If I remember, I will link them down below for you to go check out. They are incredible. Alright, you guys, so that is everything for my favorites of 2015. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed filming it for you guys. I am still going to be putting up a December favorites video just because a lot of the products that I liked during the month of December obviously weren't the products that I used the whole year. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you tell me in the comments down below what your favorite products were this year, and let me know if you did a video like this, and tweet it to me just so your comment doesn't get marked as spam. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye everyone.
So you go and carry on with your life.